Hi guys, welcome to my tutorial. Today we are going to be doing my face routine. I'm going to give you some high-end options and some drugstore options and let you know which ones I prefer so that you can save some money. If the drugstore is just as good, why not? Anyway, thank you for joining me and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Alright, so first we start the face with a primer. Today I'm going to do high-end versus drugstore. My high-end one would be Tarte's Clean Slate Poreless Primer. This one's a 12-hour primer and your makeup should last longer with it. My drugstore dupe would be NYX's Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer. This one is wonderful as well. Honestly, when it comes to primers, I don't see a big difference between high-end and drugstore. So the preference is up to you guys. I feel like they both work equally as well on my face. So if you're trying to save some money, go for the drugstore brand. So we're gonna go ahead and do the drugstore primer. I'm gonna put all the drugstore products on my face today. In my previous videos, I've used high-end primer and foundation and concealer. So today I'll show you two different options, but we're gonna do the drugstore on the face. So I'm gonna go in with NYX's Photo Loving Primer. We're just gonna put that a little all over. Next, we're gonna go in foundation. My favorite is actually a high-end. It is NARS. I love this one. It's the All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. Mine is in the shade Santa Fe. I love this one. I am dry. This one has a little bit of oil in it. It's perfect for my skin, but it's also very pricey. So another one I love, I actually don't have it here with me now, but I love L'Oreal's. I also love L'Oreal's foundations. They're actually my favorite drugstore foundations. So if I'm gonna go to a drugstore brand, that's one I usually go to. Because I was so dry this winter, I picked up L'Oreal's Visible Lift. And this one is a Serum Absolute with Pro Retinol A and Vitamin C, and of course sunscreen, but only an SPF of 17, heads up if you burn. This one has been wonderful. It's made for aging skin, so it did really well on my dry skin through the winter, but in general, I like their ones where you color match yourself. Those come out beautifully, and that's mostly what I wear throughout the summertime and in general for drugstore foundations. Alright, so we're gonna go in with the L'Oreal Visible Lift Foundation. Per usual, I'm gonna be putting on my beauty blender, and because I am so dry, I'm also gonna be using L'Oreal's Age Perfect Cell Renewal Oil Drops. Just putting a few of those on here with the foundation. And this is the way I've been doing it lately, and I actually really prefer it. I'll take a couple drops of this guy. Actually, I put a lot of drops. I put like 4 drops. Might be a little excessive, but again, I'm really, really dry. And then I want to take my foundation, and I'm actually going to put that right on my beauty blender. And this one's kind of thick, as you can see. It'll just sit there. The NARS one, when I do that on this one, it will absorb in. So sometimes you don't want to put your NARS or more liquid oily foundation right on your beauty blender because it will kind of absorb in right away. But with this one, as you can see, I'm okay just sitting on top, so I can just dab it all over. Let me zoom in for you guys. So we are just going to dab, 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 dab all over. Oops, get the hair out of the way. And the great thing about a beauty blender is you really can keep adding product to get the coverage that you want. Most foundations are buildable, and you can go through with like a lighter layer, and then if you have trouble spots or you want more coverage, more of a flawless skin look, instead of seeing your skin through the foundation, then you can just go ahead and put on another layer and layer it up. So let's see, I don't usually like too much foundation because I don't like to feel it. You don't always feel it, but I don't want to feel that cakiness or that heaviness, especially with my skin being so dry. So I'm actually going to leave it pretty light today and just do that one light coating. And this is the results of the L'Oreal Visible Lift Foundation. I don't think you can tell that it's drugstore. I think it covers beautifully. It feels amazing on my skin. All right. Now that our foundation's done, let's go ahead and do some concealer. So my absolute all-time favorite concealer is Urban Decay's Weightless, their Naked Concealer. This one is a medium light neutral, which is the perfect shade for under my under eye areas. I use it as a highlighter as well. This formula is just awesome for my skin. Absolute fave. I've tried thousands of concealers. This one is top notch. But my dupe from when I'm trying to be budget friendly and save money is, of course, Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Spot Concealer. This one is awesome, just great on the under eye area. I've put it all over my face to highlight as well. I wear this one in the shade Light Medium, and it has this cool little puffer top. And with that puffer top, you just like blot it on. It's like a twist. You twist it to put the product on, and then you just dab it under. We'll go ahead and put the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind under my right eye, and then we'll put the high end under my left, and you guys can see if you can tell a difference. So we'll start with the Maybelline Age Rewind. And I'm just gonna kind of blot some of it under there. And then I'm gonna kind of smudge it out with the brush first before I go with my beauty blender. And what the heck, we'll do that crazy triangle. We'll just brighten up the whole area, bam. All right, and then we'll go in with our Naked Urban Decay concealer, and we'll do that on the other side. This one I tend to kind of put in fanning motions. But what the heck, we'll make them even and triangle it. Yes, we are going a little heavy on the concealer because I do not want to look so tired. All right, in with our beauty blender. Let's blend these suckers out. Again, dabbing, not swiping motions. You don't want to move your foundation that's underneath this layer. You don't want to move the concealer. You just want to kind of gently blend it in. I blend mine out as I do this. I put it on my eyelid as well to kind of prime my eyes for my eyeshadow. And I really get right under the eye where I have those little lines that I do not want it to settle into. So I want to really blend under that area. And of course, we'll set it in a minute, but blend, 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 blend. All right, so that's the Urban Decay side. Let's blend out this Maybelline side. Okay, and here's the two. And I don't know about you guys, but I really can't tell a difference. They look pretty much, you can see the extra oil I added on the beauty blender to keep my under eye area from looking too dry, but they both covered beautifully in my opinion. I actually don't have it right now, but the Laura Mercier is my favorite high-end loose powder. I like the translucent powder. These come with a lot more product. It's bigger than my Laura Mercier one, which is probably like a third of this size, so I go through it quite quickly. But you know what? Just for kicks and giggles today, let's be a little extra and bake the face. So to bake the face, if you guys don't know about baking, I just take my little beauty blender. I've got all this powder. In fact, let me... Alright, so I got some loose powder. That's probably still like a lot. Just dip your little beauty blender right in there so you've got some on the brush. Kind of just like that much. And we're going to tap it under the eye. And we're going to go a whole lot of extra with this powder, okay? Again, just and tapping it under. Sorry guys, I'm gonna do my other side with Laura Mercier, this side, since it's my high-end side, but I don't have any more, and I like my drugstore loose powders just as much, so I don't like to spend the money. I don't spend $38 on a loose powder when I can get one for, I don't know, what's it, $7 to $9? I'm not sure. From like Walgreens, CVS, wherever, Target. Alright guys, we've got our bake on right now. We're just gonna leave this on for, I don't know, I tend to do like the rest of my face and come back to it. So I don't have a powder contour that is drugstore brand, but one of my favorite things to do when I'm really trying to be a little extra is to do a cream contour. And I'm gonna use today L'Oreal's True Match. And this is actually just like a concealer, This one is in the color Medium Deep, and it's a cool tone one. And I got cool tone because I don't want anything too warm or orangey for my contour on my face. I don't want to end up looking like an Oompa Loompa when I'm done beauty blending it. So we're gonna go ahead and really show you how I use this guy as my contour. And you just have to kind of find the shallow part of your cheekbone. Sometimes it helps to like, but that's like, I kind of smile and can just see that line. And that's exactly where I'm gonna go in. And I'm not gonna take it all the way down and be like totally crazy with it. I just really like it just about midway. And I really wanna go from like the top there and then just right down the line. If you do a little smile, you can tell where your cheekbone is. So not everyone's gonna be this low. Yours might be more across this way. Everybody has a different face shape. So just make sure you do it to your face shape. You can contour your nose with that as well. You can do under the jawline as well. There's so many options. In fact, what the heck? We'll go ahead and contour too. I'm literally just dotting it around. I don't want anything too crazy. Then we'll take our trusted handy dandy beauty blender and let's blend this guy out. I just kind of dot right around the line and up a little bit into my temple. As you can see, it's just really subtle. It's not too orangey. Let's do the other side. And the jawline. Alright loves, now that our contour is blended out, I'm gonna go ahead and take away the baking. Do you want to bake underneath your contour to get like a more of a defined line? You can. I feel like mine looks pretty sharp, so I'm not gonna do that step, but if you feel like being extra and you were just in the mood, by all means go for it. So we are literally just gonna flick that away. Bam. And the other side. Just get rid of all the extra powder. I kind of put it on my T-zone where I tend to get shiny. And that is it. Our under eye is set. Next, we are gonna go in with blush. My high end would be NARS Orgasm. Love that color. It's got like gold flecks in it. Beautiful. And the drugstore is gonna be L'Oreal's True Match Super Blendable. And this one is in the color Sweet Ginger, and I just love it. As you can see, I've used it a lot because it hit pan. And we will just take a little bit of this color and just sweep it on. For blush, I always start up high and then work my way down toward the apple of my cheek. And usually I would put on my highlighter before my blush. Do whatever you feel like doing, but because I'm gonna be using the drugstore Sonia Kashuk, I don't know how to say her name, and this one is in Sparkling Sands and it's a cream, I wanted to put it on last because I didn't want my blush to stick to it and be like and not blend. So that's why I'm putting this on last. I like to put it on the high points of my cheek. And I just rub it out with my finger. And you can put it on your nose if you want. I didn't contour my nose. And that is my face routine. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned. I'll try to get an eyebrow routine up high end versus drugstore. Bye guys.